Okay, so in the end, I just went with a total new video for the Photoshop stuff. So you want to open the PNG of the reef, and what I do is I open it in a folder and I just drag it onto the photograph. And that's the PNG. The folder is available in the Christmas class with Paige and Wilna, the reef, and I'm just going to resize it and put it right in the middle. Then you want to take the offset file, the one that you'll see in a little bit, and then basically just drag it onto your photo again. And you'll see it makes like a little cross, and that just means that it resizes it to fit your photo. Okay, now I want to make it smaller, and then I'm just going to drop it. If you look at the layer bin, I'm drop it just one down so that the colorful reef is actually showing. And let me show you that again. So now you want to transform the black layer into a white layer. And how you do that is by clicking. You can see my mouse, bottom right hand corner. You want to click solid color. So there it is. I'm slowing it down way so that you can see. So you click solid color while this specific layer is selected, the one with the black reef. And now you just want to pick white, and then you click OK. So you select the black offset reef, and then you click solid color, you click white, you click OK. This is such slow motion, but you know, I don't realize how fast I work until I have to narrate it. Okay, and then you can see I'm positioning my mouse between the two layers. Let me zoom in for you. And then you want to hold in Command or Option or Control, one of those, until you have that little block with the arrow, and then you just click. And then what it's called is you clip the color to the background. So you transform the background or the offset to white. And now you just want to reposition your front image so that the white really frames it nicely, and you might have to just adjust here or there with the arrows, or use V. That's a very good key to know. I just rasterized it, so that means that it's easier to manipulate. That's how I know in my mind. Okay, so once you're done with, you're happy with the positioning of the front on the background, because I wanted to have a little shadow, and I'll show you now how that's going to work. So I'm still just trying to position my. Now I'm happy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge the background and the white clipping mask, and I do that Command E on a Mac keyboard. And now you just want to double click that layer, and it will bring up this layer style, and just click drop shadow, and if you click on it you can adjust it until you're happy with it. And now you can see my little reef has a shadow, and I click new layer. Did you see that? Let me show you again. So again, in the layer bin, right at the bottom next to the little trash can is the new layer button. So you just click it, and you'll see it will always open I don't know, above the background. It will open a new layer. So that's how you open a new layer. So make sure that layer is selected, and then take your shape tool, and I'm just going to add a circle there. So I'm going to make it a little smaller so that it doesn't it's behind the reef. And now I am adjusting the opacity in the layer bin. Right at the top there's an opacity bar, and just want to adjust it. And now you can add some text. So the opacity is a wonderful thing in layers, and that's one thing that I love about Photoshop is you can really layer something and make the top layer transparent so that you can actually see what's happening beneath it. I didn't want a solid white block there. I wanted something that was a little bit transparent. And so you just have to select the layer that you want to make transparent, and then you can adjust the opacity. I'm going to add Secret Santa, but I'm going to use a different font. And yeah, it's a process, you know, just working with it until you're happy. So once you're happy, you can just flatten your layers, and you can see I'm selecting everything and then Command E, and then I'm dragging it on a new document that is 8.5 by 11, and this is what I'm using to print. And you can see that I added my other picture that I'll show you in a second how to add the journaling, and that's just how I always do it. I like to be frugal with my photo paper, so that's nice. So they are just a tiny bit too big, so I'm selecting both of them and I'm going to resize them, always holding in shift, and that means that it constrains the proportion, so you don't want it to go out of proportion. And now you can just resize it a tiny bit with the V tool. I call it a V tool. It's just V on your keyboard, so that's the move tool basically. Okay, so that's the first one, and then next up I'll show you how to do the journaling on your photo. Okay, so this is super easy. How you do it, you select your text tool, and then I drag a box. You can see that I dragged it. Just click and drag with your text tool, and it makes a text box. And that way you can actually just type, and it will keep inside of the box. But the trick with this one was that I didn't want to type over my head, you know. So I typed, and I actually just entered or returned the line when I didn't want it to touch my body in this photo. So that's how simple it is, just to add text to your photo. I am gonna speed it up like 20 times so you can see that I type very fast, but in the end I did just adjust the opacity of the font so that it wasn't as black, and then I just printed it out like you could see on the previous bit. So yeah, if there's any questions, just leave me a comment, and I'll try and answer you. Thank you. Bye.